What's up everybody? This is Jan speaking and welcome to my video about the initial styling of this European spruce. This video was meant as an inspiration and a relaxation for all bonsai practitioners, bonsai geeks and aficionados of all levels, including total beginners. I will comment on the styling process and share my thoughts and insights from bonsai work in an easygoing and authentic way in which I work my trees privately at home. So if you are interested, let's get into it. The first task after I placed the tree on the turntable was to remove this saw cut and turn this simple stump into the little additional feature. It helps to add more visual edge and interest to the whole image and enhances certain roughness and wilderness. Here you can see me how I remove the bark from the stump with the help of a big root cutter and then continue to split and remove the wooden fibers. This first operation also works as an opportunity to warm up the hands and mind, observe the tree more deeply and become, so to speak, a friend with your tree. This stump is a piece from a big branch removed about 3 years ago. I believe it's a good idea to always leave reasonably long stumps on the tree. You can always remove them or make them much less significant later on if you don't like the final result. After that, I repeated the same operation on the smaller stumps. I cleaned up the surface and started to conceptualize some design options. I often recycle the used wires when I'm not in a rush. They have more holding capacity and I use them for initial structural wiring. It is also a good warm-up for hands in these chilly conditions. Right after the cleaning process, I started to apply the first wires to the lowest branch. I needed 3 lines of 6 mm in diameter wires to put a character into the branches and place them into the new positions. Right after the wiring, I started to bend them lower to the right side in order to have a better view to the trunk and observe the overall proportions. After a deeper observation, I decided to use a pretty straightforward design approach called framing. Framing is a truly powerful technique when we literally frame the most interesting parts of the trunk with foliage. In this case, it was a simple concept of dropping the main branches closer to the trunk and followed by the arrangement of a green mass closer to the middle portion of the trunk. Along the way, I also wanted to compact the apex as much as possible and add more movement and character to each structural branch. I also changed the position of the tree for a more visually appealing trunk line, which shows more character and flow. Here you can see me using the rebar leverage. It allows me to bend effortlessly even very rigid and thick branches in a controlled and step-by-step manner. The significant left branch is now much closer to the trunk, and part of the green mass will nicely frame the left side, and the rest of the green mass in the back will fill up nicely the background. Here I came back to the main branch and spent more time adding movement and character, also compacting the branches more. In the midsection were 2 dominant similar branches. I decided to use just one, as there was not enough space for both of them and they were also very similar in terms of overall quality and length. I bent the remaining branch toward the trunk and spread it out nicely to fill up the midsection of the tree. I continued to compact the apex, but I noticed quickly I was not strong enough to pull it more to the left. This was a crucial part of the apex. Without this move, I will be not able to achieve a nicely formed proportional apex. But I continued with the work with confidence as I had the rebar help on my side. With the rebar leverage, you bend anything, anywhere, and nothing can stop you. Here you can see the result of a main structural work. All the main branches are in their place and they have a movement. This physically and mentally demanding part of the styling was successful. So let's jump on wiring the smaller branches and foliage arrangement. So I started to wire the secondary branches and distribute them quite evenly all around the tree. The goal is to follow up the main structure in a logical way. Open up the green mass and expose it to the sun. Here I continuously wiring and adjusting the position and shape of the smaller branches. And thanks to the previous work on the main structure, when all the big decisions were made and all the heavy work was done, everything was much easier and the work was very relaxing. Occasionally I also make a minor cleaning and remove some unnecessary foliage or weak little branches. So I continue with the combination of cleaning and wiring of the branches from the bottom all the way up one by one. The crucial is to say that this tree is very, very well rooted and fully established in the plastic container. It has grown freely for the past 4 years and was daily watered and well fertilized. These overall health conditions and accumulated strength allow me to work freely on this tree. Friendly reminder, don't start to work on the trees too early. If you let them grow and accumulate strength and generate a healthy root system, the trees will pay back by a steady grow after the styling and smooth and steady evolution in the future. Here we go with my dear friend rebar, and I finally compacted the apex. Now it's gonna be a piece of cake to get the desired proportion. I arranged the smaller apex twigs and removed one secondary branch which was too long and I couldn't find the right spot for it. I'm adding more fine wiring and polishing the shape of the foliage pads to pull out the design on the tree a little bit more. And this is the result and the final product of an initial styling. There will be some changes and polishing in the future, as well as gradual refinement of the fine structure in the branching. As you can see, the wiring with the thick aluminum is not as elegant as with the copper, and I don't even cut the remaining pieces of the wires as I want to recuperate them for another styling of the nursery stock. I'm okay with that. Here is all the removed material. These are the overly long and too strong branches. This one is the one from the mid portion. These are the two weak branches, too leggy and sparse, not usable, and this pile is all the weak little branches together with the underneath growth facing downward. If you watched until here, you are a true bonsai enthusiast and I appreciate your interest. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you want to see next time. And as the proper YouTuber, I've gotta say, smash the like button and hit the follow. Thanks for watching and bye for now.